Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to a bit of a bittersweet episode of the World Tour with Persiba, episode 27, and in all likelihood our final episode with Persiba, which is sad to leave them, but of course we are very likely to win the league title this episode, which is a stunning way to leave, isn't it? Now since last episode where of course we did win the Confederation Cup, if you haven't watched that, it's worth going back and having a look at. It was an amazing game. Just the one game since then where we have played Madura United in the league. We can see it was a 1-1 draw. It was a bit of a scrappy performance, if I'm honest. Tornado got the goal for us. They equalised in the 82nd minute. Dumbellina got sent off, which of course means he's suspended now as well. He gave away the penalty, which is kind of why that all looks like it adds up there. But the good news is, if we look at the league table, is that we can win the league this episode, this game coming up right here. Because if we win, we will be what's that? So 10 points ahead of Bali, with of course 2 games to go. Bali can't actually catch us now. The only team that can catch us is Persiba because they have that game in hand. And if we win this game, they will no longer be able to catch us because they will have 3 games to go, and we will potentially be 8 points clear. So if we win, they drop any points, then, as I said, we will be definitely crowned league champions. So let's have a look at the team we're sending out. This is it. It's Setagea in goal. It's Yagalo, it's Chavez, it's Ahmed, and it's Sejali as a back four. Olenga, Bhakti, and Septian in midfield. Tornando and Satriadi, the hero of the Confederation Cup final, and Wayan up top. So it's against Mitra Kutra, of course, who are one of our local rivals as well, so it will be really good to win at home to them. 4-4-2 they're going out with. Should I just do it for the fans? It's one of these games where I think it's show the pundits to be right to back you up. I don't hate that. We'll say that calmly. Some calm, we have faith. And then let's go win a league title. Now, before we get this game underway here, I did just pause it here. We just want to have a look and see who Persiba. They are at home to Arima. So we just need Eden to drop any sort of points and we'll get the job done right here. Let's go back to the pitch and see what happens. So Arima can do us a favour, and if they don't do us a favour, then we will have to wait for the next game when it will then be sort of mathematically in our hands that if we win, we would be champions. At the end of this episode, of course, we'll have our end-of-year awards, which will be something to look forward to. Ball to the back post there. Tornado, is that a penalty? It is a penalty, and this is a golden opportunity to take the lead. It looks like Olenga's going to take the penalty. We have taken Wayan off penalties. He's missed 3 or 4 now, and so he's been canned. So see what Olenga can do. I don't think he's ever taken a penalty for us before. Maybe in a shootout. Oh, we are rubbish at penalties. Absolutely rubbish at penalties. So let's what do we say here? Let's show some passion. Missed penalties can really affect you, can't they? So we want to try and avoid that if we can. He's looking nervous now all of a sudden. Let's tell him to get creative. That could be a really bad missed opportunity, couldn't it? A draw here, of course, isn't the worst, but not obviously the best. It is one of these things where there's so few games to go, we're so far ahead that something would have to go monumentally wrong to not win the league from here. But we want to do it on our own hands, and we want to do it with a win, of course. So there's a cracking ball from Negredo. He's in here. Come on, Wayan. Come on, Wayan. Is this it? Is this it? Wayan! There we go. We've got the lead. It's just a little bit delayed, wasn't it? Maybe we should have put him on penalties. He might be our best penalty taker anyway, if no one else can do it. But let's just take a moment for that cracking ball from Yagalo too. Very much a backup this season with Rendika, our first choice left back, but that's not bad at all, is it? Right in behind. Wayan did not give that central defender a chance. It was a terrible decision to go to ground there on his behalf. He might be slow, that might have been his only opportunity, but he surely would have got a red card had he made contact there. And there we go, that is the lead. Olenga's looking nervous, which is a little bit of a shame. I mean, he's just missed a penalty. Nobody else can take him. We're not blaming him, obviously, are we? Septian with a decent ball to the back post. Chavez! Oh, headed clear there for backbound for Tornado! 2-0! That now is surely the win. They're not going to come back from 2-0 down, I wouldn't imagine. Oh, famous last words. We do love to throw away leads, but I'd like to think that we're getting a little bit better at defending, and a 2-goal lead should be more than enough. Yeah, it wasn't... You wonder if that defender could have done more. Looks like it may have taken a bit of a deflection on the way through as well to get past the keeper there. So now all eyes turn to Persiba's game and what the score is there. We don't deserve to win the league in a way because they've smashed us the 3 times we've played them this year. Twice in the league, once at the Super Cup at the start of the season. But outside of us, they've dropped a lot of points lately. Wayan's in again here. Can he double his tally? That's a good tackle. Credit where it's due. That's a really, really good tackle. Yeah, so do Do they drop more points? I mean, they're in a battle now just to make sure that they, they get in the top 3 and get back into continental football next year. No, they've essentially, you would imagine, in their situation, they're thinking we're not winning the league now, but they need to win, just as I said, to stay in that top 3. There's a good ball in behind there. We might be in a bit of trouble here, actually, and there's 2-1. Maybe it is a little bit prematurely celebrated, this title, because suddenly 2-0 has that lead, isn't it? 2-0's comfortable. 2-1 is very, very nervy all of a sudden. That's a really good pass, isn't it? They've rolled one in behind. We just never recovered. Ahmed looking a little bit suspiciously out of position there. But that's okay, that's okay. I mean, I know they're overwhelmed, but sometimes you've just got to tell them to concentrate. And they've only had 2 shots on goal, so a little bit frustrating that it's as close as it is. At halftime, we will tell them, don't get complacent. Now, what was it? I'm clicking too quickly there. Let's go back to updates. It is 0-0 at the break there. So as things stand, we are league champions. Now, there's still obviously a long, long way to go here. I'm going to say don't get complacent. That might have been a good shout to have after the second goal went in. I probably should have yelled concentrate at them at that point. There's a lot more to come from him. There's a lot more to come from Tornando. Everybody else looks relatively fine. Olenga, he seems to have gained focus, so that's fine there. Let's get back out there. And half an eye on this game, half an eye on Arima. Can they do us a favour? I've found them very tough. I can't remember if they've actually beaten us or not, but we have had very, very tough games against them. Good to see the man tracking the run there. That's what we like to see from Satriati. Yeah, individually our match ratings aren't fantastic. Bali has taken the lead. 2-0 up there. That doesn't affect us because they can't catch us. So there's a good ball for Wei Yan. Can Wei Yan score here? Can he finish it? It's a good tackle. And now we get the opportunity perhaps from a corner here. We haven't been as effective from corners without Veneno. He was an absolute weapon. And he would knock a few balls down. There's Ahmed! Oh, it's there for Chavez! I was just saying everything is effective. That wasn't too ineffective, was it? That was quite good. Because what used to happen with Veneno too is that he'd win ahead of and we'd have Lecornu sort of in and around the keeper, and he'd divert quite a few balls in as well. So I think they had 10 goals between them in the first half of the season. Chavez is a better defender, and that's ultimately what we want defenders to do, is defend. But that wasn't bad at all. That was really good. So that's 3-1. Now we turn our attention back to the Arima game, because we'll give them some praise here. Because this we should have this in the bag now. Do we have a sneaky look? We'll go have a sneaky look. It is... Oh, no, wrong game. Oh, they're down. Oh, they're injured. But it is still 0-0. It is still 0-0. As things stand, we are still league champions. Let's give them some more praise here. Oh, look at this. We're just watching this top corner for an update. We don't want any updates from Persiba. If we get an update, we really want it to be an Arima goal. We can see there Bali's let a goal back in. That doesn't affect us, though. That doesn't affect us. They can't catch us. It's only Persiba that can catch us. We've got some tired-looking players there. We might just make some subs here, try and freshen things up a little bit on midfield. With Asono, now he's been injured. He broke his leg, so he's been out for a little while. He's a decent player. So we might bring him in. We'll play him. That's actually, you know what? He can play as a ball-winning midfield. No, let's just leave him at that. Let's just leave him at that. Get him back involved in the first team. Helps if you unpause it, Aussie villain. Lots of tied players. That game, 4-2. It's an absolute belter, isn't it? Now, I haven't seen anything yet. This might be it. We might be about to be crowned league champions to go with our Confederation Cup. This game is done. We still haven't seen anything. We've won the game. We have won the game. Has Persiba won theirs? That is the big question. We're not going to bother. We're just going to go straight and look at this. And they haven't! League champions! There it is. That is absolutely stunning. What an end to the season. What an end to our time at Persiba. That is great. And there it is, confirmed. Persiba do the double. We have clinched the Indonesian League One title. I do believe that's the first time that Persiba has won that as well. So we're just bringing in the records left, right and centre here, aren't we? nothing else really there. We've qualified for the Champions League next year. Now that's tempting to stay and have a crack at that, isn't it? That is tempting. £102,000 to spend in the transfer window. Yeah, it's all very tempting. What I think we'll do, we'll play through to the end of the year. We'll come back for our end of season awards, and then we can also discuss our future at that point. And of course, there'll be a goal of the season as well. All right, welcome back. The season has finished. Now we'll just wrap this up really quickly here before we get on to the end of season awards. Unfortunately, the season didn't end how we would have liked. We went to back-to-back defeats against Persiba. We see 2-1. We lost this game. It was an even game. We took the lead. Septien gave us the lead, and then they kind of hit us twice on the break. And then we played Borneo at home, and again we went with a strong team. I really wanted to go out with a win. Again, it was an even game. We didn't deserve to lose. I think Borneo had a lot to play for. They were sort of playing for the Confederation Cup spot for next season. We didn't deserve to lose, but we did. It was 1-0 on the day, and you can see that's the way the league table did eventually end up. We won the league from Borneo and Bali. Persiba actually missed out on Asian football altogether for next year, so that was a big win for Borneo, and you can see Persiba there were 5th as well. So we had a really tough end to the year, so it was good we got the job done to win the title when we did. But yeah, I mean, it was a good season all around, wasn't it? I don't think we can have too many complaints. Now, let's go and have a look at... This is the team of sort of our overall best 11. I think it might be worth having a quick look at, just because that may be it for us at the club. So if it is, let's have a look at the team that the game has kind of picked as our best 11 for over the 3 years that we were here. Satajaya in goal, I think, fair enough. Karudin, yeah, he was good, wasn't he, for the first couple of years. Dembelina's on the bench, you can see. I think he, for me, maybe just sneaks it. Venino and Lacornu, they can see lots of goals from centre-backs, 23 between them. I don't think we can have any arguments there. Rendika at left-back, again, don't think we can argue there. Olenga, probably, I'd say, yeah, probably. Now, the debate there is Alan Dillon. Whether you have, sort of depends on the formation you play there, but Alan Dillon was quite good for us. Well, Septien and Redien in midfield. I mean, look at that. That's, what, almost 50 goals. But we're not quite. Over 40 goals, though, between them from midfield. That's absolutely outstanding. Tonando and Brian Caesar, the traitor that went to Persiba. Let's have spare a thought for him. Of course, not being in Asian football next year and also not winning a league title. Should have just signed that contract, mate. Should have just signed that contract. But he was brilliant for us. Lots of assists. Those goals, that goal tally doesn't sort of tell the whole story from him. And Kayono, he's 52 goals from 77 games. That's quite the record. So yeah, again, we've had a bit of a rough end to our time together with him, but not too bad at all. Baya Putra, he was good, wasn't he? The first half a year we had him before his loan expired. Ali Ariahmed as a backup defender, yeah. Dembelina, Alan Dillon, very few complaints there. Bakdig, very good player. I think, as I said before, if it wasn't for Reddy and Septien, he would play a lot more and be an important part of the team. Tommy Serjak gets in there as well. His time at the club is probably coming to an end, whether we leave or not, just because I don't think, as a foreign player, he plays enough. So I think he could be out. And Wayan gets in there just ahead of Boaz, I would imagine. But I think that's probably just about right. Boaz, I think, is the major omission from that team, though. Now let's go and have a look at our end of year awards. I haven't looked at these myself, as you can see. And here we go. So Sandy Septien, 76% of the vote is our player of the year, ahead of Dembelina and Redien. Now, Septien actually broke the League One record for highest average rating, which was outstanding. And as a team, we got the record for most team goals in a season for League One as well. So that, again, is all very, very outstanding. Kayono got our goal of the season. Now, there is going to be a goal of the season competition after this, so be able to vote for your favourite. But definitely look at that Dwi Kayono goal. That will be one of there'll be four candidates that you can vote for your favourite. Dembelina, signing of the season on a free transfer. That's difficult to argue against, I would imagine. The only other one maybe would be Satriati, who of course won us the Confederation Cup final, but we paid quite a fee for him, so I think value for money wise, Dembelina on a free was a steal, wasn't he? And Young Player of the Year, Redien, is he a young player at 24? I don't think so, but difficult to argue if he is considered the Young Player of the Year. Now, this is our team for this season, not the sort of our 3 years at the club so far. Satajaya in goal, Rendika, Lacornu, Chavez, and Dembelina. Fair enough, no real complaints there, I don't think. Olenga, Septi, and Redien, I think that's just about right as well. Tonando, Brian Caesar gets in there, that little cheating. He didn't cheat, he just left. And he got what he deserved because he didn't get any trophies. And Kayono up front. I mean, Kayono missed a lot of chances this year. Maybe I was a bit harsh on him. Let me know what you think in the comments there with Kayono. Our top goal scorer was Wei Yan. Now, that kind of makes you think he should be up there, not Kayono. 19 goals for a 17-year-old kid. That is not bad at all. Septian, 7.4 with the highest average rating. Dembélina, 16 assists from right back. Now, he takes corners and free kicks as well, but that's pretty impressive. Best pass completion was our goalkeeper, 95% from Setagea. Most player of the match awards was Redian with 4. Yeah, I mean, he got us to that Confederation Cup final single-handedly, then unfortunately missed out through injury. But yeah, he was stunning for us this year. Dembélina, 9 yellow cards, tops that, along with the worst discipline as well. Now, our season in review, we won the Asian Confederations Cup. That was just amazing. We won League One as well, which was good. Indonesian League Cup, we did kind of forfeit that in the end, didn't we? But we got knocked out in the 4th round. And of course, the Super Cup, we got smashed by Persiba, as we did every time we played them. Match of the year, our 5-2 win against Persiba. I mean, that's impressive, isn't it? I think we had that massive win, didn't we, against East Bengal in the Confederation Cup. And the final as well, I thought was just stunning. And then that's the Super Cup, or is it? No, it's the League One result. We got smashed every time we played Persiba. I think we had 3 moments to forget, and it was the 3 times we played them. Our attendance, 82% full. The stadium is pretty impressive, and 31 players used, which is only 6th highest in the league. Now, if you've watched any of my Let's Plays, you'll know that I love to use as many players as possible. 31's not a bad number. 6 in the league, I'm a little bit disappointed at myself for that. That's because we can only register so many players. I think we can only register 30 players. So I've managed to play 31 players from a squad of 25 or 30. I forget how many it is. I think it's 30. So that's not bad, is it? Squad dynamics. This is how we leave the squad. Tornando, Redian, and Boaz as the team leaders. Everything there looks all well and good, doesn't it? There's nothing else there I think we particularly want to say. Oh, here we go. We have some actual League One awards here. Bruno Vega, he got the 2 goals against us, from Persiba. I think he got both goals. So he gets Player of the Year ahead of Redian, which is maybe surprising. Yeah, I thought Redian maybe from midfield would have been in there with a shout. Young Player of the Year award, nothing there for our boys, which is a little bit disappointing. I win Manager of the Year, hooray for me, that's good to see. And in the actual League One Team of the Year, domination, look at that. Setagea, Dembélina, Lacornu, Redian, Septian, and Tornando all make the Team of the Year. And our strikers may be a little bit unlucky in the fact that we had Boaz, Kayono, and Wei Yan sort of splitting the roles, so that maybe has hurt them a little bit. So that is the season done at Persiba. Now let's have a look here. What we want to do is I want to go and have a look at where we stand as a manager. So this is our profile. You can see we're 1.5 star manager now. We're studying for our National B license, which helps. I'm hoping that might push us up close to 2 stars. We have 6 months left in our contract. Now, as you can see there, we do have Asian Champions League football with Persiba next year as league champions. Now, I'm a little bit torn what we do here. Do we stick around and see how we go in because the goal ultimately in Asia is to win the Champions League, isn't it? Now, are we going to win it with Persiba? Possibly down the line, you know, if we stick around for a long time, build up the finances, build up youth academies, training grounds, things like that, we can sign better players, and eventually it might be something that we could do. It's a world tour. I'm thinking it would be 3, 4, 5 years longer than what we've already been here. So we're looking at 8 years or so at the club before we could maybe be in a position to do that. Do we want to stick around that long? As I said, it's a world tour. It's not let's play a Persiba, let's save. As much as I'd actually wouldn't mind doing that at this point, because I really am enjoying being at the club. So that's where we stand there. Now let's have a look at the jobs that are available to us. And again, I really want you guys' feedback on this as to exactly what we do. Ideally, I think I would like to stay in Asia. Now, in terms of options here, it's pretty much to win the Champions League, it's going to have to be an Australian club, a South Korean club, or a Chinese club. They're the playable leagues, the 3 that we could realistically do it in. Now, we have a few options here. Now, this Gwangju team, they've just been relegated out of League One, so that's not really going to help us. Suwon, now, they finished 4th last season. I'm not sure why they've lost their manager. It's a 3-star club, which may be just out of our range, but I am going to apply for that job. They've got good finances. They have a pedigree in the Asian Champions League. If we can get that job, then I think we take it. We wave goodbye to Persiba, and we take the next step in our career. If we look at the job here. They're looking for a new manager that's able to guide them to a top half finish in the league. I think we've shown that we can do that. They've got a good wage bill. They've got excellent training facilities. We're going to apply for that right now because that would be a great job for us. I think a good next step in our career. Now, the other sort of, as things stand, job in South Korea is this Daejeon. They're a second division team. Their finances are insecure. They've got below average training facilities. Is it a step up from Persiba? They're a 2-star club. I think, what are we as a club? We are 1.5 stars. So it is a slight step up, but we're taking a top flight. We're taking a defending champion team for a second division team in South Korea. Can we do a little bit better than that? Maybe we can. Maybe we can. So I'm a little bit torn if we go for that. The insecure finances I don't like either. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm thinking right now, as I said, if we get Suwon, we take it. It's a no-brainer. It's a step up. Otherwise, I think, unless we get a Chinese club, now if we look at sort of the other jobs here that are under threat, there was a couple, so you can see a couple of League One clubs there. Ulsan, who finished 3rd, would probably be a good one. Jeju are just snuck. They didn't get relegated. They're still in the division. Good finances as well. So they could be 2 jobs for us. Melbourne Victory. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm a Sydney FC fan. I'm morally opposed to managing Melbourne Victory, but if it comes up, let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know if I could do it. Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory and Birmingham City are probably the 2 clubs that I just morally can't do. But we'll see. You all want to see me do that now, don't you? And that's pretty much it. I don't see any Chinese clubs there either. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments anyway. That's where we kind of stand right now. Unless it's Suwon, I think we might sort of stick at Persiba and see if something else comes up. Otherwise, we might see what we can do in the Champions League next year. But guys, that's it for this season. I hope you have enjoyed it. If that's the case, please do hit thumbs up. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. See where we go next in the World Tour. Will we be Persiba next season? Will we be somewhere else? You'll have to come back tomorrow to find out. But it's been a pretty good start to the week, hasn't it? We've won the league title, which is nice. But until next season and next episode tomorrow, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And here are our goals of the season. And be sure to vote. There'll be a poll at the end up in that top corner. Until tomorrow, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. And here are our top 4 goals from the 2020 season. Be sure to vote for your favourite at the end.